Today on the channel, I'm going to show you how to play the song Crazy Nights by Kiss. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how to play the Kiss song Crazy Nights from 1987. This was kind of a hit for Kiss. I think it hit 65 on Billboard. Not really the highest charting single, but you know, it's a great song in my opinion. It reminds me of summer and growing up in the later high school years of my life and just trying to bring some joy and some fun licks to the channel today. So anyway, Crazy Nights. Crazy, crazy, crazy nights. It's in standard tuning. We're in the key of G major. I'm going to show you the main lick that's in the verse, which is also the intro lick. I'm going to show you the pre-chorus, the modulation, the chorus, and cover the guitar solo, which is, you know, classic Bruce Kulick style guitar solo. So let's begin. All right, so this intro lick, which is also found in the verse, is it goes like this. That's it. So basically you could loop that and just not play it, you know. But so anyway, this is up here in the G position up here on the 10th and 12th. Now you can play this like, you know, standard bar chords like this. If you want to play it like this, that's fine. I play this intro lick with my index finger, kind of like we're playing an A chord down here on the 2nd fret, because I find that doing all these quick slides and movements, sometimes it's a little bit easier. So I play it like this. And then I bar, that's an A to a D. And then I go back to the beginning, and then it goes to this C, B, and then it slides D, E, D, like that. Then it repeats. Now if you play it the other way, you can go. Adds a little bit more depth and a little bit more, you know, weight to the song. But if you want to have two guitar players, I think the main guitar that Bruce is playing on this intro, I'm pretty sure it's Bruce, sounds like he's playing very, you know, small pieces of the chord, but there definitely sounds like there's a, I can hear this low note. So I mean, I suppose you could go like that. So you got to play, I think this A to a D sounds better as a full 5 chord. So either way works just fine, but that's the intro right there. Now that plays during the verse. So when Paul sings the verse, that's the main lick that you got to get down and play that throughout the song, okay? So then we move on to the pre-chorus, all right, where it kind of swells up and does this pre-chorus. Paul's doing a C to a D. Now I'm going to show you 2 different ways. There's a lot of layered guitars on this song. I think there's acoustic guitars on this. I think I hear a 12-string in there, a few electrics, just to layer it and spread out the recording. But here's a couple ways you can do this. So the pre-chorus goes, where he goes, this is my music, this is my crowd, or something like that. He's doing a C to a D to an A minor to an E to a D. So that's the first part of the pre-chorus. And then he does an A minor to a G with a B on the bass, a C to a D, and that's where it's to the 5 chord, and then it goes to the chorus. These are crazy, 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 which is a really easy 1, 5, 6 minor 4 progression. All right, so back to that pre-chorus. So C, D, A minor, E, D, A minor, a G with a B on the bass, C to a D, which is your 5 chord, and it's going to lead you to the big chorus, okay? Now, what I was saying earlier is there's other guitar parts. I mean, you can do a C to a D, A minor to an E to a D. So you can play down here at the nut of the guitar. You can play like open chords if you have another guitar player. It adds texture and layering in the studio. It sounds really nice. So if you're going to play this live and you're the only guitar player, I would say, power chord it out. In that second part, I definitely hit this A minor 7 like this. And then there's this voice leading part where it goes A, B to C, the B which is a G chord with a B on the bass. The voice leading lends itself really well in the songwriting. So that second part of that pre, I'd go kind of clean up a little bit, roll back, hit this G with a B bass, C to a D. Hope that makes sense, all right? So you can do different chord voicings. It's just layering and textures, okay? And then the chorus goes G, D, E minor, C, back to a D. These are crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, so that's your chorus. You can just power chord it out. Real triumphant, victorious chorus there. Now, the Kiss does modulate in this chorus because the song does get repetitive, and modulations are a great way that songwriters keep the song fresh and keep your ear interested. So it modulates to B flat, and the way that you can play that, after he does the chorus a couple times, there's a modulation that goes. So basically we're doing a 1, 4, 6, or a 1, 5, 6 minor 4 back to a 5, but in B flat. You can play it in different ways on the fretboard, but I play down here at the root, a B flat 5, an F, 5, a G minor, then there's an E flat to an F. All right, so basically that happens before the guitar solo. The guitar solo is played strictly over the chords for the chorus progression in standard G major. So it goes back to the original key. And Bruce is playing over that. Okay, so now Bruce, let's talk about this guitar solo. There's 3 harmonics that start this guitar solo off, and anytime, if you're familiar with my lessons, anytime I teach guitar solos, I always say learn them in segments, because most guitarists and soloists that are memorable or play good solos will play solos in pieces. So they'll have the first phrase, then they'll have the second phrase, and then the third, and then the fourth, which usually is a grand finale, a victorious, ascending thing, or something that, is very climactic, all right? And in this case, it's true. So in most guitar solos are like 4 bars, 4 or 8 bars, so it's easy to phrase your guitar solos out like that. So learn this in segments and it'll be a lot easier for you to play. It's not a really difficult solo. It gets a little hairy in the end, but anyway, let's take part one. Part one of this guitar solo starts off with 3 harmonics and then some hammer-on and tapping stuff. All right, so here we go. It goes 12, 7, 5 on the G string. That's the very first part of segment 1. We're not done with segment 1 yet. So, segment 1. And then he does this. So I'm on the G string. I'm going to trill on 4 and 5, and then slide up to the 7th fret on the G string. So after those harmonics, nosedive, and then go. It's pretty fun. So what I'm doing there after the trill on 4 and 5, I'm going to slide up to 7 on the G string. This is all on the G. So this first part of the solo is all just this G string. Shoot. So after we do this trill, slide up to the 7th, put some vibrato on it, and then bend the 9th fret up a whole step. I wind into it. And I'm going to tap with my pick or my finger on the 12th fret, and then release as I tap, and then go. I'm going to hammer on 7, 9, 7. So one more time. All right, cool. And now segment 2 starts off up here in the, we're going to be up here in the E minor, G major, pentatonic box. E minor and G major are relatives with each other, so that means they're the exact same key, okay? So we're going to be up here in the E minor, G major, pentatonic position. We're going to go. Now this is like a Leonard Skinner Southern rock lick, but the way Bruce puts inflection on it, it doesn't sound like Southern rock. So he goes. Puts that vibrato on the 12th fret. So I'm on the 14th. I'm going to bend up a step on the G string, 14th. Pinky on the 15th fret on the B string. And then I'm going to bend back up the 14th. Release. 12. So it's. Then there's this lick that goes. Now that's the end of segment 2. So segment 2 goes. So if you can get that down with segment 1, which is like this. Okay, now we're going to move on to segment 3. Now segment 3 goes 17th fret, 19, 20 on the high E, and then we're going to bend up a whole step and put vibrato. So it goes. Now remember, this comes right after segment 2, so segment 2 ends. We're going to go right up, 17, 19, 20. Okay, so is the first part of segment 3. Then we're going to go. All right, so segment 2 is. This 17, 19, 20 is like a trill. Okay, so after segment 2, and then segment 4 goes like this. then 22. He kind of speed picks on that, so let me demonstrate. After segment 2 ends, now it's a little bit, it's not sloppy on the record, but you can kind of tell he like kind of punched in. He goes, it's like Figaro. So we're going to go, and then go to the 22nd fret and bend up a whole step. So that's going to be the end of the solo. So after segment 2, once again, that's probably the hardest part of the solo, is to come up, then hit that 22nd fret clean. I would recommend up picking, and you got to get your pitch right on. It's got to be one step. That's the 22nd fret, and it's going to go up to the E. Now, if you have a 24th fret guitar, you could just slide up to the 24th fret, but it sounds better when you bend the 22nd and put some vibrato on it. All right, so from the very beginning of that solo, slowly. It's pretty cool. All right, and then it goes, you know, back into, I think it goes back into the pre. Then breaks down. All right, well, there is Crazy Nights by Kiss. Really fun song to play. It's kind of tricky, man. It's, you know, you can definitely tell this was a co-written song. Fun fact, the guy that co-wrote this song with Paul Stanley, I believe his name was Adam Mitchell. He's from Ireland. The dude is 80 years old now, and he's still alive from what I researched. I may have his last name wrong, so I apologize, but I thought Paul wrote this with Desmond Child, but it's not a Desmond song. But, you know, it's kind of interesting when you look up these song facts and research, you know, songwriters and production and things. I'm just kind of a nerd like that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, comment below, and as always, have a great day. Peace out.